What's going on, guys? Today we're gonna be doing one of those I'm due for a good yap sesh. Haven't really gotten one in a while where I just kind of talk about some topic that I feel like discussing or just giving my opinions on. And today I wanted to give on some opinions about just media or maybe like entertainment consumption in general because I see a lot of takes, whatever medium it be, whether it be live action, anime, cartoon, anime, whatever, dude. I see a lot of these takes on just social media and stuff, people talking about different things. I just kind of want to get my opinions on them. And one of the main things that I really wanted to talk about, which kind of drove this video, what drove me into making this video was a lot of times when people see shows like Solo Leveling, that's like the main one that I see a lot right now, but even like Demon Slayer, God of High School, and a lot of other shows just that are not the craziest thought out, the craziest plot, the craziest animation, the craziest and people just want to dog on it for some reason. I don't really understand that opinion. Maybe someone in the comments can explain to me why people do this, but here's the thing, dude. And this is just for anything in general. It doesn't matter if it's anime or if it's live action TV shows, anything, dude. If a show isn't good, that doesn't mean you cannot enjoy it. If it's a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 5 out of 10 show and you enjoy it, there is no shame in enjoying and liking the show. I don't know why people think they're superior to other people just because they like a show that's objectively or whatever most people think is better than the other. Like, it's okay to like shows that aren't very critically acclaimed. There's a lot of shows that I like that probably no one has either heard of or no one talks about, and I absolutely am super passionate about these shows. And I see stuff like Soul Leveling, where Soul Leveling has a really good animation, just not the craziest story or the characters. And people are just like, "This shit's ass. Soul Leveling is dog shit." And I'm like, dude, you cannot sit here and look at some of these shows and be like, "Oh no, no, this is just the worst shit I've ever seen, dog." When you have shit like fucking Mars of Destruction out, bro, like you cannot even compare the two, and you're gonna put them in the same tier as that, like dog shit. Like, come on, man. Or like fucking Redo a Healer is another one. Like people like it's not the same as Redo of a Healer. Like it's so much better, and people are like putting that same dog shit tier and stuff. And another thing is, I guess I kind of understand it, but another thing too that I see a lot of is people complaining about main character and him not being great. Like for example, Mushoku Tensei. Like the whole point of Mushoku Tensei is that the character is developing from being a piece of shit to a better person throughout the story. In the show, and just that's just an example, but like the show doesn't revolve around the main character. There are other characters in the show that you can attach to and like more than just the main character. Just because you don't like the main character and think he's insufferable, or the characters in the show and you think they're insufferable, does not mean that you cannot enjoy the show. That's just my opinion anyway. But another thing is, man, like back to like people not liking mid shows. Like people see like a show that's not on Breaking Bad, Severance, Invincible. But yeah, you see people talking shit about Invincible, but Invincible I'm gonna put in there. Attack on Titan, shit like that. They see that it's not that level, and they're just immediately just dogging on it when the show is good. It's either good, mid, or whatever, and people are like, "This shit's garbage," and it doesn't make any sense to me. You can like a mid show. Like, is what I'm trying. The point I'm trying to get across is like a mid show doesn't mean that it can't be enjoyable to everyone, like to anyone. Like, I just don't understand. But like I said, I saw a lot of people talking about crap about Invincible too because the animations kind of sucks. I kind of agree with that, but I think the thing with Invincible is that though it is Amazon and they 100% can afford to make this show like the most well animated piece of media ever, because it's Amazon. They have unlimited money, basically, dude. And it's just like a money glitch. But I think that the animation for Invincible and shows like it, where they put a lot of emphasis on the fights, the big moments towards the climax or the bigger moments of the show, they put more emphasis on that than the rest of the show. And I think that's okay. If as long as we're getting seasons like that are of decent quality and having these really big moments in the show that kind of alleviates that, I guess, I think is a good thing. I mean, I think the Invincible animation definitely could use some work, but it's passable. I mean, I think it's good. A lot of times, like even when I was watching the show every week, I wasn't really noticing the super bad animation until people on social media were literally taking it frame by frame and talking about, oh, look how shitty this animation is. I mean, unless you go frame by frame with the show and watch that shit in like 0.25, zero point 0.5 speed, dude, you don't even really notice the lower tier animation in my opinion. But like I said, I think it's passable and it's good. And not every show has to have super good animation. As long as you're telling a very good story with great characters, which Invincible does, and a lot of other shows do that don't have great animation. They have great characters and great story to back it up, and don't really need the super good animation. So I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing to have mid to low tier animation, unless that's just literally a slideshow presentation, which it isn't most times. But there are certain shows that do have slideshow presentations as animation, and those shows definitely are not good because it gets to a point to where your story can only be so good for the animation to be like a secondary thing. You know what I mean? Like a secondary second on the priority. You know what I mean? And most of the time, when I see one was like I watched a show a while back. I saw a shit ton of ads for it. I think it was called Isekai Cheat Magician. And holy shit, was that shit? No, that's like it's almost worse to have a show like that where it has no good characters, no good animation, nothing, no good plot or anything, but it not be so bad that you're just kind of laughing at it. It's just kind of boring. I think shows like that are the worst kind of shows. Yeah, man. The whole point of this was to basically to say this is that like I said, like a show doesn't have to be a perfect 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10 show for you to enjoy it. There are shows that are 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10s that are enjoyable to watch, and I don't understand why people have to dog on the shows that just aren't perfect, that aren't Attack on Titan, that aren't Breaking Bad, that aren't all these other great shows that have came out over the years. Not every show has to be a just knockout hit every single time, and as long as you're enjoying it, there's no shame in watching a bad show, just like there's no shame on not liking a good show. For example, like Frieren, Beyond Journey's End, the highest rated anime on my anime list. I didn't particularly like it at all. I mean, I enjoy Soul Leveling more than that, but if I was to say that on social media anywhere, people would just completely rip me apart. But that's just my opinion, dude. I have different preferences in the shows that I like. Same with anyone watching this video right now. They have preferences on what they would like. And I think it's completely okay to watch based off those preferences and not like a show that's a lot of people say is good and to like a show that not a lot of people even know about. That's just what I wanted to say at the end of the day. So yeah. All right, going into some other takes, we're gonna go shift off from um, entertainment like television and stuff like that. We're gonna talk about some gaming stuff. So I've seen a lot of things over the years, especially in recent years, about people review bombing different show or different games based on different like political stances that they take. And I think that's completely just dumb. People review bombing anything because they don't like it is kind of crazy to me. I mean, it's okay to leave a negative review on a game that you don't particularly like, but review bombing it, making alt accounts or stuff, or review bombing it without even playing the game at all, I think is just completely like that's kind of like sad if you think about it because you have all this time, all this free time to just do something so like unimportant or just useless to anybody. Like I know a lot of people do tend to use reviews for their gaming purchases. I'm also one of those people who do typically look at game reviews to define my purchase, but I see a lot of people just dogging on games that are not even that bad. Like, for example, Astrobot, how it won Game of the Year last year. I'm pretty sure I've seen people review bomb that, and I didn't think it deserved to win Game of the Year myself, but you're not gonna see me go over to fucking Steam or PlayStation Store or wherever I can just to talk about how bad of a decision it was to make that game win Game of the Year. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It's literally my opinion on it really doesn't matter. It's not going to change the fact that it won Game of the Year, and I just don't understand really the whole thing about just review bombing and completely without even touching the fucking game, just completely hating on it for no reason. Like what happened to just playing a game, and if you liked it, you played it again, or you talked about it, and if you didn't like it, you just didn't say anything about it? Like, why can't it be like that? Why do we have to sit here and trash on games that, took a bit of effort to make and aren't even like a particularly bad game? I know a lot of people talked about how bad Kingdom Come Deliverance was because it had a gay option in the game. Like, who cares? That's an option that you don't even have to take. It's completely optional in the game, and people are talking about how bad of a decision it is, and it's just a simple little option in the game. Like, the game's great. The game's great. I love Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I wish I played the first game, but Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has been an amazing game, one of the best games to come out this year, and people are just dogging on it, review bombing it for a stupid ass relationship option. Like, who cares, dude? Just don't do it. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I also saw one guy post about Assassin's Creed Shadows and how people are coming up with the most ridiculous reasons to hate on Assassin's Creed Shadows. And this is coming from someone who does not like the Ubisoft, and I do not like Assassin's Creed games. The last Assassin's Creed game I played was Unity, and I didn't even finish it. But I see people commenting on, before the game was even fully released yet, talking about how they played it and it was dog shit, when the game wasn't even out, dude. It was only for early access, and then people were talking about the most random shit. Like, they're talking about like how the parkour. I wish it was like the parkour system was back in the day, and it was like and there's like no buildings to parkour on. It's such a stupid argument, bro. Like, it's just, if you don't like the game, don't play it, and if you like the game, play it, man. Like, don't the whole point of this is don't take user reviews solely into account when you want to play a game. Play a game. If you think you're going to enjoy a game and you think it's worth the money, play the game, man. Play the game, and if you like it, talk about it. If you don't, leave it alone, man. Or if you thought it was really offensive and you think you should leave a review, go ahead. I can't stop you. But at the end of the day, I think it's a waste of time because user reviews these days really don't hold any weight, because a lot of times people are just trying to get their political agendas or whatever what other agenda they might have against the game, and using that to influence the reviews. I think that's just a terrible thing to do. It just hurts gaming in general, because people are going to be less likely to buy games that could be really good, that they could really like. And it's just, I think it's just a net negative there for gaming in general. But yeah, that's all I wanted to really talk about, guys. Just giving some of my takes. I mean, I think these were mostly cold takes, in my opinion, but let me know what you think in the comments. Just a little yap session. I think I was due for another yap session. I just really wanted to get these points out off my chest and stuff, and let y'all know what I thought about all these little stupid things going on in the entertainment and gaming side of things. So I don't really keep up with this kind of stuff. I just play games. I really don't keep up with like the nuances and the socials behind all the games and stuff. So I just play them. But going through social media, I kind of see these takes and just wanted to give some of my opinions on them, because I think they're kind of dumb. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments once again. And that's gonna be the end of this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoy once again. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.